VW Fun Car Cup, Event 2, Round 2. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpaFed Gaming. I am the OpaFed. We are driving a Volkswagen Cup car in our rookie season at the Volkswagen Fun Car Cup. We're driving it in a circuit racing event at the Zhejiang circuit in China on the East Track. We're doing 5 laps. We're driving during the day with semi-clear skies. Got a few clouds up there. And we start at 22nd of 22, which we are still at. Now, I know that there's 5 laps and they're decent length. They're not really short, but they don't last long. So we don't have a lot of time to sit around and wait. There is not a lot of places on this track where you can pass. There's just a couple until the cars start to thin out a little bit. When there's this many cars, you cannot, it's really difficult to pass in these corners. You could get ahead and then cars pass you and it's back and forth. So you really don't make much headway. Here we are 19th, so we moved up 3 cars and we've almost finished the first lap. Now when it thins out a little bit, then you have a little bit more room on the track. There's a little bit more space and you can pass a few more. So we've got to move up a little bit, and you know, we've taken out eight cars in our first lap here, or 7 actually. You know, so that's not too bad, but we can't sit back and wait because, like I said, the minute you cross the end of the first lap, it doesn't take long before you're halfway through the next lap already. So you can't wait around. No strategy. Again, like I said, it's just keep up with the main pack of cars and try to pick off the ones at the back. Like these 3 at the back, we should be picking off real quick so we can get up with the main batch, right? Because it gets harder and harder to catch up to these guys. But here we got by them, so now we're gonna try and stick with these guys, get those guys behind us and create a little bit of a buffer zone behind us. Now you got to be careful cutting in on them on the inside here, because they will run right into you if you try to cut them on the inside. So you have to get there well in advance of them. So that's why I kind of waited, which is okay because we passed them here by the grandstand and it's a straight stretch, and if you're right behind a car that you want to pass, then there's enough space there. If you got to catch up to them first, then forget it. You don't got time to catch up to them at the grandstand and pass them. So you got to kind of strategize that out for yourself. But here we are, halfway through the race now, approximately, and we've only got 5 cars, well 4 cars now to pass. But just because we're halfway through the race does not mean that we're going to win just because we're near the front. Although we can see all 4 cars right there, which is kind of nice. I like to be able to see where the other cars are, because if the number 1 car was not in sight, who knows where he could be. He could be a lap and a half ahead of you. So you can't sit back. Now we can see all the cars in front of us, so we can take a look and see what we want to do when we want to do it. Now here we want to pass. It would have been ideal to pass that blue one too. But as I said, if you're not right up behind him, it's really tough to catch up to him and pass him. And then that other guy came back around and passed us again. So we're battling, but we're closing the formation in between the last 4 cars and myself. So, but like I said, if you're not paying attention, like I usually sometimes don't do on the rearview mirror, the laps also seem to slip away real quick, because here we are now in 3rd place, but we're coming up to the end of the 4th lap, and with 1 lap left to go, these guys, if they take off on me in front of the grandstand, they're going to be very hard to catch up to. So let's try and get them in some of these corners, because they do like to slow down quite a bit around the corners, and if we can get by them there, because now that there's less cars on the track, we've got the room. So if we can get by them, we were right behind them, so we can get by that blue one, yeah, we might be able to get him too. There we go. So if we can now stay ahead of them, we only got 1 lap left to do, and if we can drive a clean race, stay on the track, don't run off, but keep it rolling, keep pushing it a little bit, because the guy behind us is only 1.5 seconds behind us. And like I keep reminding everybody, You can't let up, you can't drive off the track, and you can't run into things when you're in the lead, especially this late in the race. Anyhow, I loved racing this little Volkswagen, like I said before, because I used to have one. So it's very enjoyable to race, and I like using the full width of the track, especially near the end of the race when there's nobody else around. I think we're going to do okay, and I'm going to come up #1 in this race. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you back here again at OpaFed Gaming real soon. You enjoy the rest of your day. You've been racing with the OpaFed.